Celeste. I'm a nationally certified interventionist. I'm a family coach and I'm a recovery coach. And I want to talk to you a little bit about being brave enough to change your thoughts. And so I want to start off by talking a little bit about some of the unhelpful thought patterns that mess us up. So one of the first ones is being your worst own critic. And what this looks like is being really harsh on yourself, dwelling on your failures, minimizing your accomplishments, even some of the self-deprecating humor, like, oh, I'm such an idiot because I forgot to do the dishes last night or whatever. So things like that are being your own worst critic, putting a negative slant on things. So if something comes up that can, seeing the glasses half empty instead of the glasses half full, looking at the dark side of things. So an example of that is I knew a coworker that went to a wedding, watched her brother get married, and complained about all the negative things about the wedding, like they got stuck in traffic, blah, blah, blah. Looking at the negative side of any situation. Another one is having a gloomy view of the future. So feeling like having those thoughts that things will never get better, or things will only get worse, or things are always going to be bad. Jumping to the worst possible conclusions. So something comes up and you automatically catastrophize and think the worst. So if the boss calls you into their office for, oh, hey, come on into my office, talk to me for a couple of minutes, you automatically think, oh my gosh, I'm getting fired, right? So that's the catastrophizing and the worst case scenario. Having a negative perception of how others see you, or mind reading. So, you walk into a room and you think that everybody thinks that the dress you're wearing is ugly, or that you're not all that smart, things like that. So that's one of the unhelpful thinking patterns that we look at in coaching. Unfairly taking responsibility for things that aren't your fault. So it rained yesterday. Well, must have been my fault because I washed the car. Things like that. Taking things that responsibility for things that aren't your fault. Also making extreme statements. So using things like, oh, that's just typical when something goes wrong. These things always happen to me. Using phrases like always or never. Oh, I always lose my car keys, or I can just never get things right. The must, shoulds, oughts, and got to. So I must lose weight. Oh, I should lose weight. I really ought to lose some weight. So having some of those extreme rules that aren't really beneficial to your mindset or some of your goals. And what I work with a lot in coaching with people is really starting to shift some of these negative thinking patterns and unhelpful thinking patterns. And with these thinking patterns, it's human nature to automatically go to the sort of the negative slant of things. And this goes back to an evolutionary perspective. I won't get too much into this, but when we were living back in the days where, predators and things like that, and it was just a fight to survive every day, and we had to worry about predators and dangers, it was ingrained into our evolutionary perspective to look for the negatives and the dangers out there. So there's a real psychological, biological need for that we haven't necessarily evolved out of. So this is a very natural response, and sometimes a lot of it's learned too. So a lot of times we'll learn this from family, friends, teachers growing up. So there's a very valid reasons as to why we think this way. And so the important part, as far as being successful in changing your mindset, whether it be somebody in recovery, somebody who left someone in recovery, being able to really identify what those unhelpful thinking patterns are for yourself and starting to change them. And this can be really, really difficult because we live in a day and age where, we go to counselors, we go to therapists, we're watching Tony Robbins, or, listening to The Secret, or reading all these self-help books, and, listening to all these audio tapes, these self-help audio tapes, thinking, I'm going to watch this program and my life's going to change, or I'm going to read this book and my life's going to change. change. And there's nothing wrong with the videos and the tapes and going to counselors, but that in and of itself is not the magic cure. It's not, reading a book isn't waving a magic wand and expecting everything to suddenly shift or suddenly change in your life. It's, if you want to see those gigantic changes from catastrophic circumstances or thinking into improving your life and making it better, there is no magic wand. There is no magic wand to making these improvements in your life. And I worked in this field for quite a number of years now, and I've seen a divide into two types of people: the people that stay in their suffering, and the people that just go out and have gone from maybe a really negative situation or bad circumstance into living a really fantabulous life. And the only difference between these two people, and regardless, they've come from bad places and bad circumstances, the only real difference that I see in these people are who's put in the hard work to change their thoughts and to change their life. Those are the people that you see out there with an improved life, with a better life, bringing themselves out of circumstances, changing their thoughts, because changing their thoughts will change their emotions, it will change their behaviors, it will change the actions that they choose to make that will improve their life. So, and it all comes back to this changing your thoughts. And that might not be the warm, fuzzy, touchy-feely answer you're looking for, but I've done this work myself. I've had those big shifts. I've had the life-changing moments, and it's by no means perfect. I still have my struggles. I still have whatever, but I wouldn't go back to that for anything. And it took a lot of work, and I've worked with a lot of people that I've really seen do a lot of this hard work and make those shifts. And those are really the people that are out there living the life that they want. And again, it's not a perfect life. They still have challenges and struggles, but at the end of the day, they're for the most part happy, productive, living their best life to the best of their ability for what they want. And there's no substitute for that. So, I wish I could say I could wave a magic wand for you and just change the circumstances and have life be hunky-dory, but, I'm not going to lie to you. This is the real world. And that's how it is. And at the end of the day, I want to see each and every person that I work with have that level of success. And I'm willing to work with you to give you the tools that you need to have that level of success so that you can live your very best life that you were meant to live here in this world. We're all going to come across those circumstances that suck, where life is going to be hard and difficult. And yeah, there's going to be some struggling and suffering, but you don't have to set up camp and live there. And I don't want you to. And I want to do everything I can to help guide you and support you through the process of finding the life and the happiness that you deserve. And I feel like, oh my gosh, that's like my soul mission and soul purpose in life, is to help you get there and help you find that. So if you're ready, willing, and able, I've got the tools. Absolutely connect with me. I'll post some details on how to connect with me, whether you want to do the family coaching program, the recovery coaching program, referral services, whatever it is. I'm going to put the information in there. I'm going to post some information about the family coaching program, because that's what I meant to get into this to talk about, but I went off on a tangent. It happens, it's alive. What are you going to do? I felt like I just needed to really share that message today and to challenge you to get out there and live your best life. And that's what I want to see for everybody, whether you're watching this or not. I want to see that for everybody. But you can still go to the link, even if you want something other than the family coaching program. You can go to the link, the information that I'm going to post in the caption, and you can go there and find any one of my programs that you're interested in utilizing to change your life today. So absolutely go there. We'll set up a call and we'll start to change your life. And I'm here to support you every step of the way. Thanks for tuning in.